All right. My apologies. I'm late. I'm sick as fuck. I'm on my way to the doctor now. All right, let's do this. Let's talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta, Sweet 16. Um, wow. So Shamea is the anchor of the show. Can I tell you I'm here for that? I've always loved Shamea. She's always been awesome and a great friend, loyal friend. Almost too loyal sometimes. Porsha. But it's cool to learn that Shamea is like extremely fucking loaded rich. Who knew? I love that. I love that she's been sitting on all this money and nobody knew it. Her house is insane. Um she got an elevator in the regular part of the house. Then she got an elevator from her bedroom that goes directly into her closet. That is a goal of mine. Absolutely. Um I love that Shamea I really thought they were gonna focus the show around Porsha, and I was hoping that they wouldn't do that because I'm like, we already kind of saw that when she did her little Porsha Family Matters show. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to go through part two of all that. And we're not. We are a little bit, but not really. So Shamea's the glue. She knows everybody that's on the show, including the new people, I think, except for Angela Oakley. But Shamea is the glue. And it's dope because Shamea is one of these pretty girls who's not afraid to be goofy and ridiculous. And she said a mouthful when she said that she would describe herself as a female Jamie Foxx. I can totally see that. Love Shamea. Love that she's the anchor of the show. Love the show. I gotta tell you, I enjoyed this first episode. It was very reminiscent of the early seasons of Atlanta, and I say that because the group is more cohesive because they all somewhat know each other, you know? And that's kind of how it originally was. So I like that. I was really nervous about this reboot. I was nervous. But this first episode fucking gave. So I'm not going to go in any particular order. I'm going to go off the ladies. So we talked about Shamea. Shamea is awesome. Seems like she has a great marriage. Her kids are adorable. Love her. Let's talk about you, Porsha. First of all, Porsha looks amazing. Porsha always looks amazing, but Porsha looks good as fuck. Porsha fine. Gorgeous. Um, Unfortunately, her personal life is a mess. This divorce with Simon, which we all knew was coming. Okay, so it's very obvious that Porsha is not interested in discussing Simon, and it seems like because he's an asshole. Here's my thing with Porsha. We all were there for the blogs. We know what Simon's been doing. Simon's been horrible. He's had the worst behavior ever. He's petty as fuck. Simon's a Gemini. I'm a Gemini. We petty. And this has nothing to do with astrological signs, obviously. I'm just being cheeky. But Simon's a weirdo. Like, the fact that he's still reaching out to her friends is really strange to me. When Shamea revealed that he had texted her that morning, he's a creep and he's a scammer. And I feel bad for Porsha, but I don't feel bad for her because real talk, I don't care what you say or how you say it. You got with that man while he was still married to that lady, whether they were having issues or not. I mean, girl, they got divorced. They announced their divorce, and then 18 days later, you announced your engagement. Like, come on. It doesn't matter how you flip it. And the reality is, it's none of our business, but it got thrust in the public's eye, so that's why everyone has an opinion on it. And I just don't think, Porsha, that you can be upset if someone asks you about it. Now, that being said, that shit that Kelly pulled, um, in the first scene with Shamea, like, come on. So Kelly bringing it up first to Shamea and Brit, like, that was messy. Um, and then when she brought it up again at the end at Shamea's party, I'll give Kelly credit for doubling down. She didn't back off. She was like, yeah, why'd you steal that lady's husband? Bullshit. But Porsha, I think that, you're gonna get asked those questions, and sometimes they're gonna be asked in a regular manner, like somebody cares, and other times it's gonna be asked in a messy manner. It's just something that you're gonna have to deal with. It sucks ass, but that's just what it is. Um, I am interested to see how this is all going to play out. I'll say this though. Porsha, you don't have to fake the funk with us, the audience members. We know you can't stand that man. To sit in the lawyer's office with them, I was searching for moisture on them eyelids. Fake crying. Maybe she was. I don't know. I didn't buy it. And my thing is, I think it's okay to be like F. Simon. Listen, at the end of the day, you said it. You thought that man had it going on money wise, and you went after him, and you played yourself because it turns out not only does he not have money, but he's a fucking criminal. He scams people, and you clearly were a mark for him. That's apparent. Especially when I read the shit that she was paying for everything. And I don't know if you guys follow Tisa Tales or Kempire. They did a deep dive on Simon last year, and I was amazed by the shit that I saw. And what's crazy, I was like, we know Porsha reads all the blogs and follows everything. Is she watching any of these deep dive videos like the rest of us? The one that Tisa Tales did was crazy. I was like, yo, this dude is a criminal. So, I mean, Porsha, you wanted the lifestyle. You seeked out a lifestyle that you thought you were going to get with Homeboy, and it didn't work out that way. Luckily, I feel like you came out clean on the other side. You didn't have any kids with him. You're good. But you're going to get asked about this shit till the end of time. It is what the fuck it is. Drew. Let's talk about Drew. I don't like Drew. I don't dislike Drew. I'm indifferent to her. Actually, no, I lean more on dislike. I'm gonna be honest. Here's my issue with Drew. Drew is a liar. She lies about a lot of shit. And if she's not lying, then she's telling a half truth, which is a lie. The way that she's always very aloof and indifferent to everything going on in her life. And it blows my mind. And I'm saying that based off what's happening in next week's episode because they leaked the first 6 minutes, of course. And of course I watched it on YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. Bravo TV. But my thing with Drew is everything is like a facade with her. She's just fakey. And I'll be honest, her marriage, I don't like Ralph. I understand that people think he's fine. I don't see it. I think he's goofy looking and has a weird shaped head. That's just me. And I don't like the way he spoke to his wife. But in that one reunion, you see that she's kind of shitty too. I don't know. Based off of the two people the way they have represented themselves on TV, I'm surprised that they would even date each other because they seem like they don't like each other. That's the vibe that I get from them, but whatever. But my thing with Drew is she's like, her opening scene, she's in this fucking magenta ombre caftan, beautiful by the way, jumpsuit with a fresh beat, full wig on, playing football, throwing football with her kids in the front yard. Like, it's staged. Everything about her is staged to me. Like, girl, bye. Come on. And then we get into her house. We find out that, her and Ralph are obviously going through this divorce, and the judge ordered him to the basement. This motherfucker is living in the basement while they filming upstairs. So he's not appearing on camera, but his voice is. It's very messy. And this is the other thing, too, about them. This is the other shit about Drew and her husband that irritates me. We come in and she's got a private chef preparing a meal. They claim to have money, right? And she's got private chef and all this shit and my assistant. What do you have an assistant for? What do you do that requires you to have a fucking assistant? Drew, Sidora, explain. Like, so you have a private chef, your husband makes good money, yet you guys are going through a divorce and he's living in the basement. It's just something, it's like the money's not adding up to me. If you guys are so contentious together and it was so bad that you two could not communicate with each other that a judge had to order him to go live in the basement, I'm sorry, forgot to add, the judge ordered that he have his own private entrance. But he don't have enough money to go and get an apartment or to stay out of the house. But you guys have money for a private chef and an assistant. None of this shit makes sense to me. Drew, the math ain't mathin'. It's giving, I have a private chef when the cameras are in the house. That's fakey. And it's why you come off inauthentic. And Drew, you haven't gotten it right yet on your fashions or your wigs. That wig that she wore at the end, what in the fucking Grand Ole Opry was going on with that white wig? That shit, I was like, what is going on? Like, girl, that wig, your stylist doesn't like you. Fire the stylist, Drew. Drew sneaking around with Dennis. not a good look at all. And the way she was acting, that's that shit I don't like. Whatever. Drew is good TV, but she's too fakey for me. And, you know, my friend and I were talking about this yesterday. She's a preacher's kid or a pastor's kid. She gives sneaky church kid energy, you know, Catholic schoolgirl energy. I'm bad and I'm going to, you know, but I'm not going to act like that in public. Obviously, we don't act like that in public, but it's like everything is a facade to cover up her shitty behavior. Anyway, so Cynthia and Kenya, I guess, are friends of the show, which kind of bothers me. I really am irritated that Kenya didn't get a green screen. Like, that's some bullshit. She's a fucking OG. She should absolutely have a green screen, and I totally should have went and made the left turn. I can't now, though. I love Cynthia. Cynthia, if Mother Nature were a person, she would be Cynthia Bailey. Cynthia just gives me Gaia goddess energy. I love her. Love when she called Porsha and had that, you know, sister talk, which is nice to see on these types of shows. You know, when she was talking about how they fall fast. I love that because Porsha needs to hear that shit. Because I really feel like Porsha got insecurity issues because you chasing men and you moving too quickly. And I'm only saying that because I used to be like that. So I totally get it. Where am I going to park though? Kenya, we barely got to see her, which I think really sucked. I love Kenya, and based off the chick Brit and what happened, I don't like Brit. And I don't know. Let's get to that. Let's talk about. All right, so let's get to these new girls. I said Brit, but I'm gonna start with Kelly. So Kelly she's going through a divorce. She has 4 kids. Her kids are cute. Her twins are adorable. That Chelsea, so cute. Kelly, she owns a chicken and waffle spot in Atlanta called Nana's Chicken and Waffles. I love chicken and waffles. Sounds good. I will love to visit if I ever go there to Atlanta. She also has a hit cookbook and a mimosa mix. She got it going on. She's an entrepreneur, so that's dope. We met her at her daughter Chloe's 17th birthday party where she got her 17 different purses. I thought that was cool. I like seeing opulence on shows. You know, I like to vicariously live through others, especially Black people. So it was kind of dope. I could think of better ways to spend my money, but I'm not rich and famous, so do you, boo. Kelly's messy, though. Let's talk about it. I like Kelly. It's very obvious that she is trying to solidify a spot on the show to make sure that her ass comes back next season. I'm not mad at the hustle. But I think Kelly mentioning Porsha's situation with Simon twice, and I admire her for doubling down when they called her out at Shamea's party. But I think Kelly, just FYI, Kelly, Porsha got hands. Just remember that. She dragged Kenya, and forget the Kenya situation. Remember when she dragged her ex-friend Jamie in the alley with full production there and a party full of people? She don't give a fuck, Kelly. So you might want to tread lightly. I think you could have. It's obvious that was going to come up at some point, and I feel like she didn't need to do it in such a messy way. But then I get it. This is reality TV. What other way would she have done it? We wouldn't be watching if they were all being civilized, right? Brit. Hold on. I'm going to save Brit for last. Angela Oakley. Angela, we didn't get to see a lot of. She's married to Charles Oakley. He's a retired NBA player. Love them. I like that they added somebody who's older in the cast, you know, like to mix it up so it's not all a bunch of new young people. Angela's cool. I hope we get to see more of her next episode. I'm sure we will. Her and her husband had me dying at the party when her glue on her wig was slipping and her wig was slipping back. That shit was hilarious. Her and her husband are funny. Love Angela. Okay, Brit. I'm not feeling her. My mom says I need to be nice, that it's only episode 1. Okay, it's episode... So, Brit is... I guess she's now a real estate agent and used to be an insurance agent. That's what I gathered. She's married to... I think her husband's name is Michael. I don't recall her saying what he does for a living. I would be really curious. They live in a cute, regular house. The whole episode, she's flashing her giant new wedding ring. It's like 10K. I don't know shit about jewelry. Apparently it's a very large, big deal diamond. Okay, great. I guess she used to be a video vixen at some point, and I don't know. Brit gave me Mixie energy. First of all, none of her clothes fit. Let's talk about that. Nothing she wears fits. In her green screen, she's wearing this jean dress. I'm busting out. I mean, just busting out. Titties everywhere. The outfit she wore when she met Shamea and Kelly for, it was either lunch or dinner. Like, where are you going? You're going to meet your girlfriends. Why are your titties out? Why is your dress painted on you? I don't know. Excuse me. There's something about her that I don't like. It's very obvious she watched the show, which is fine. I mean, obviously you should, but you can tell that she's formed opinions. I love Kenya. But I know when Kenya's being shady, and I felt like I didn't get shady energy from Kenya when she first walked up to them at Shamea's birthday party. She didn't hug the 2 new chicks, but she definitely said hello to them. Brit just seemed like she was sitting on ready. Her face was scrunched up before Kenya even got to them. I don't know. Brit bragging about her tits being out and bragging about being in men's magazines. And I was a video vixen. I was modeling for men's magazines in high school. Where were your guardians, your parents? Like, I don't know. There's something about her very off. But what I've seen in episode 1, I'm not feeling. I'm sure we'll get to more of that. Her and her husband also give me scammer energy. Because my thing is, how do you have this big deal diamond on your ring finger, but you guys live in a very basic house? Everything, not basic, but like basic for the fact that you bought that gigantic ring. I would expect that ring on a Shamea before I would expect it on a her. And the fact that she was like flaunting it's, you know, what is it? Money speaks and wealth whispers. All that being said, love this first episode. This is going to be a good ass season. I'm excited to see I feel like they've been gone forever, Atlanta girls. I think the new girls are great. I wasn't sure at first, but I think they're going to be good additions to the show. Messy. The shit with Porsha is going to be interesting. Porsha's got a lot going on. The shit with Drew is going to be interesting too, because we have Drew's divorce and then this shit with her, Dennis, and Porsha, because you know that's going to get talked about all season. I hate that Kenya's not on this whole season, and it's just really weird that she doesn't have a green screen. But anyway, Sweet 16, I'm here for it, and I can't wait for episode 2, and I promise to be on time next week.